Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of Tartarian Wales with me, your boy Mr. 76. I've pulled over in a town called Tongwynlais, which is just in the outskirts of Cardiff, in between Cardiff and Caerphilly. And I've been here a long time ago, but I'm here again. So here we go. This is, I believe it's called St. Michael's. And let's just have a look. First of all, first thing I'll point out, this one has a bell up there hanging on the top. So I'm going to zoom right in and see if we can get a good look at that bell. Wow, it's definitely old school. And if you look, there was room for another one. So what happened to that bell, I don't know. But there was obviously two up there at some point in the distant past. And now we've just got the one. So we're going to take a little walk around this church. And the other thing I'll point out is that these are always on elevated land. So what you've got here is a couple of steps leading up to this embankment, which is all like uneven. So this whole thing is built like on uneven ground. If you look at the edges, right, so the whole entire edges look like it dips down. So I want to say, if you got something this magnificent, this beautiful, this architecturally sound, why would you build it on all this unsteady ground, elevated from the main road area and the other houses? Makes literally no sense, unless this building has a lot more underneath it, which is, again, the theory I adhere to. So let's look here at the back. This is a big cymatic window, as you can see, and I keep on pointing these out time and time again. None of these windows are in any of these buildings are the same. None of them are the same, and this is because they all have are existing on different ley lines. So these are frequency symbols, cymatic frequency emblems per se, of the exact frequency that this building is able to vibrate at. Okay, and we have the telltale signs of a strange historical past with the little angel faces. Now, while I'm here, I'm also going to point something out again. I've been having this conversation frequently. Now, look at this. See these windows? See how they go like this, right? I want to have a look. You know, have a look at the actual pieces that are used to construct these windows. Okay, they are sublime. They are perfect. It's the sheer perfection of all of these windows across the world that I think is a telltale sign. Again, it's undeniable that there's something going on in our hidden past that is much more extensive than we know about. Because look at here, each one of these is millimeter perfect from that point there, right, to that point there, on both sides, and so on. So let's say each of these strips is made of 14 individual pieces. You won't ever have another one which is made of 16 because one of them split, or you know, you're talking about millimeter perfection in all of the windows. And you can see this one's pretty worn because it has a lot of wearing on it, but there's still some really sharp edges, which to me highlights the fact that this was machined. These weren't just carved, and by the patina, the wear and tear of the patina, the stone itself, you can tell that this building is a lot older than we are told as well. Just look at all these cuts. When you zoom in this far, and you see these cuts that I keep on talking about. Look at that perfection. You know, people talk about the pyramids and like pyramids in South America. You can't stick a finger in between, a razor in between the pieces, and you come to something like this and you see it's all over the place. So I'm just going to take a little walk here, have a little further look, if you can, at this side. You can see how the bell tower up there shows again. But again, as I said about the windows and the perfection, look at all the way up here, going all the way to the top. Same thing. This side here is absolutely perfect, as is this side there. So now as we walk up here towards the front, you get to once again see the brilliance of these cymatic windows. And they're just beautiful. And again, think about what I was talking about just a minute ago about the perfection of each one of those cuts. As we zoom in, yeah, this thing is taking a beating. But look here, you know, and again, look there. All right, now that's hard. That's sharp enough to, you know, that's sharp. That's some sharp cutting, man. And all these stones are perfect. They're all perfect. They just got some wear and tear on them because they've been around for so long. But the perfection is still there. Undeniable perfection of the cuts. Okay? And they put some metal railing on them. And I'm looking for the grounding cable, which I'm sure I'm going to come across in a moment. So here you got the big front door. Okay? The bell up there. But look how high we are from the ground. And this just makes no sense. Look how high the cars are. Right? Look at this doorway here. Beautiful. Again, size of all these stones, especially the ones on the very bottom, they're huge. Okay, so let's come quickly around to this side. And if you look at this, is this really a door that's that close up to a rooftop, or are we in the top of a building that's a lot more underneath us? And that's my theory, is that there's a lot more building underneath these things. That wasn't originally a door, it's probably another window, right? That guy slapped a wooden door on it and turned into a main entrance. Okay, now we're just gonna come over here and see the beauty of this thing. Before I point it out, look, this is what I mean. Staircase to, this is how high you gotta walk up to the main entrance. Look at all this stonework here. This is all elevated. Why? Because this building goes a lot deeper than we know. So here we are, looking at this front of the building, or this side of the building. Just gonna quickly look up there to the top, and look over here, and once again have a little zoom in on the stonework and the perfection of all these cuts that's, you know, just hidden under there. So sharp, each one of those cuts, each one of them is perfect. How are they joined? How is this made? How? And then it goes right up to the top. Let's look, we can zoom right into the bell. Look under there, look at that thing. You ever get a close-up look of a bell like this before? You got the faces. And again, there used to be one there, obviously, but it's been removed. So I'm gonna leave it at that for now, and just to really kind of show you, these things are everywhere here in Wales. I enjoy stopping. Again, I haven't been to this one in some time, but it's another example of a beautiful Tartarian building that's just been sucked up into the history of Wales. Yeah, and if you look at it, I'm telling you, there's a lot of reasons why I say that this is Tartarian. The elevation, the cymatics, the stonework, the uneven ground up here. There's more than I can explain in a quick video. But if you're ever in Wales, look me up and we'll take a little tour ourselves. Okay, all the best to you all. Enjoy your weekend. Mr. 76 signing out.